In the world before the internet, smartphones and tablets, knowledge was power. Knowing stuff used to be important. People who knew stuff were clever and commanded respect. Teachers knew things that we needed to learn, libraries held millions of pieces of knowledge that we had to discover, and our parents knew more than we could comprehend. In today's technology-driven world, knowing stuff is no longer so important. Anyone with a smartphone or tablet can find out anything at the click of a button. The words "I'll Google it" are now commonplace in our language, and we can find the answer to any question in an instant. People who know stuff no longer command the respect that they used to, as anyone can find out anything. Knowledge is no longer power. Instead, those who can make sense or meaning out of what they know are the ones who prosper and succeed. Individuals who can find stuff out and work out what to do with it to create meaning are the ones who stand out, because anyone can Google it, but not everyone really understands what Google tells them. Individuals who can analyse and evaluate what they find out in order to work out whether it's useful or not are now the ones who will thrive. Those who can work out which pieces of information and knowledge are trustworthy and which pieces are simply made up are more likely to find a good place in the world. But who and what do you believe? Do you believe the personal website of the researcher who has one side of a story to tell? Or do you believe what is written on the Wikipedia page by random individuals and then edited by the person in question? Or do you read a whole host of stuff and make up your own mind with a rational judgment? Times have changed, and even more crucially, times will keep on changing, and ever more quickly. Technology has changed the way we live our lives and the way we learn. The very nature of learning has changed. It is no longer about learning stuff and building knowledge, it is about the ability to critically analyse and think about stuff. Technology has also opened up the doors to new ways of delivery and assessment of learning. Technology is everywhere and with everyone, and we do everything differently as a result. So, what does all this mean for the PGA and our training programme? Let's think about what we are trying to achieve. We are seeking to develop curious, self-aware and dynamic PGA professionals who are able to drive golf development at a local level and embed themselves at the heart of their golf club. We have to develop their ability to do stuff and not simply to know stuff. We need our programmes to inspire their desire to learn and to motivate them to work out what it all means and how they can put stuff into practice. And we have to use technology and what we know about learning to assess this differently and in the right context. If we are truly to achieve this and more, we have to transform the way we work. In a world where it is not just possible, but probable that with one click of a button, assistants will know more than their tutors, and where knowledge is no longer power, we cannot continue to rely on a programme built around delivering knowledge. We have to consider how we develop critical thinking and analysis skills so that assistants can find out their own stuff and work out what they trust and what they are going to do with that knowledge. We still need to provide some knowledge, but have to be aware that knowledge is the start and not the end. Learning in the 21st century at this point in time needs to be blended, available, empowering and socially constructed if it is to have any chance of succeeding in motivating and inspiring individuals. So how are we going to change our direction? Being an expert knower is no longer enough. We need creativity, innovation and the ability to think differently. And as knowledge is no longer enough, what are you going to do differently now you know all this?